Hello everyone, my name is Bygl and welcome back to Create Above and Beyond. How are you guys doing? I hope you are having a wonderful day today. Last episode, we started off the series by creating this huge pile of a mess. And in this episode, we're gonna continue not cleaning it up because we still need it and we don't really have a place to move into now, do we? I did make a handful of progress in between episodes, nothing too major, just some quality of life stuff so we can do stuff in the series a little bit quicker. For example, I made like this part chest and cast chest. This is for the Golden Tinker's casts, and this is for all of the stone stuff that we use to pour stuff into the seared casting table with. We also have a lot of flux growing right now because we're gonna probably need a little bit of string in the future, so I'm just getting that out of the way by growing this. What else did I do? I have a drawer now, and this is for cobblestone. If you don't know how drawers work, it's a really cool mod that allows you to store a large quantity of a single item in a small space. So for example, if you look up there, you can see how much cobblestone is in this drawer, and it's like 5 stacks and 59, so almost 6 stacks of cobblestone there. I made a little bit more storage. This is gonna be hell to figure myself out in this place, so I'm probably gonna need to invest into some storage stuff relatively soon. I did a little bit of mining in between episodes as well, found some of our first naturally generated diamond ore as well, so I mined that. Here's the interesting thing though, redstone ore doesn't actually spawn in this series, so how do we get this then? You actually get it from, if I can find it, cinnabar. Yeah, there we go, the cinnabar ores that we've been mining in the last episode. And you can mill those for a little bit of redstone dust. So that is what I set up over here. This is our very first piece of automation. It's not much, but it's honest work, okay? So I'm just gonna quickly explain automation to you guys who have not done it before. Also, I did craft up the engineer's goggles. You make these like this. And I also organized my backpack a little bit, so I have some of these tools prepared if I need them. For example, I'm probably gonna need the wrench, so I'm gonna take this. So this encased fan we made in the last episode, if you power it by redstone, it actually becomes a power generator, and it generates power according to what kind of a fuel source is below it. So you currently have a campfire below it, and that is allowing the encased fan to generate rotation. This is how the majority of Create machines work. So currently this is working on 4 rotations per minute. So if you want to understand how the Create mod works, you first need to understand 2 things. Speed of rotation and also stress. So over here I'm currently going to show you how speed works. So for example, having this kind of machine is producing 4 rotations per minute for us. And if I gear it like this, if you have a big cog that goes into a small cog, that then doubles the rotation. So we have 8 rotations per minute, basically meaning that this mill, after gearing this machine, works at twice the speed. Of course, I'm using this mill to create redstone dust from cinnabar, so I'm gonna quickly pick that up, and now you can see that it is starting to slowly work again. And theoretically you could gear your gears like this basically an infinite amount of times to create a insanely fast contraption that could work just like instant speed if you wanted to. But there is a catch, of course, there is a catch that allows you to not do it. So it prevents you from doing it, that's proper grammar. And that is stress, so I'm gonna put this onto here. And now you can see, well, it doesn't really matter which one I use because the stress is gonna be the same. But basically what stress means is you have a certain amount of rotational like stress units, and if you run out of those, the machine is going to overstress and it's not going to be able to work anymore. And each time you re-gear with your cogs, right, it basically halves your stress. So in short, if you want to double your speed of your machines, it also halves the stress of what your machines can take, and each machine consumes a bunch of stress. And if you want to like have slower machines, but you want to have more of them on a single rotational network, all you need to do is you need to go from a small cog to a big cog, and that's basically gonna halve the speed but also double the stress capacity, which means that you can run way more machinery with a smaller amount of rotational power. I hope that made sense, because I'm not gonna be explaining it again. I'm also gonna quickly mention that I did upgrade my Tinker Tools a little bit. I put the diamond on all of them now, since we have a little bit of a better supply. So we have a diamond metek, well, iron metek with a diamond on it. I also made a dwarven tool base, like the stick, the tool rod, that's what it's called, for the pickaxe, just because it's got a little bit of a better mining stat. And I made the seared stone sword, so I replaced the main blade with seared stone. We had iron before. A really cool thing about the seared stone is that it changes damage depending on what kind of biome you are in. So if you are in a cold biome, I just noticed that tree there, that's kind of bugging me now. If you have the sword in a cold biome, it deals 2.5 less damage. In the coldest areas, of course. And in the hottest areas, it actually deals 2.5 bonus damage. And guess what? Since we are in a rainforest, this basically means that we have, if you look closer there, plus 2.5 hottest damage, basically permanently as far as we're gonna be in our base. Aha, I believe I covered everything that I did in between episodes. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. Oh yeah, I did miss something. It's this thing. But I don't have the stuff to use it yet, so we're just gonna ignore it for the time being. I also want to quickly check off this quest, because I did make that drawer. So we do get a upgrade template for it as a quest reward, which is very cool. I don't really need it right now, so I'm just gonna place it comfortably into this chest. But yeah, we're actually gonna try to automate some stuff in this episode already. Well, I don't think already is the correct word to use, but I think it's prime time to do something, since we are playing in a modded series which is about automating stuff. So how about we actually do some of that? I'm just gonna quickly prepare a bunch of these andesite machines, so we can make a bunch of these like mechanical saws, and I think we're gonna need like some mixers maybe, definitely a bunch of power generating stuff as well. So I'm just gonna prepare those items, and we will go ahead and we will try to do a few of these things. Oh my goodness, this guy's freaking just carrying kelp. That is so cute. Yeah, I opted out to put our brand new invention we're about to create up on this hill, pretty close to our base over there. This is where we're gonna be farming our wood. So here's my idea. I want to have a mechanical bearing kinda like this in the ground, and then we're gonna get some of these linear chassis. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Probably only just like 3 of them on each side should be good, and 3 mechanical saws on this side like this. However, since these are not like sticky surfaces, I'm afraid that if I start moving this contraption, this is not gonna work. Oh my goodness. Oh, that scared me so bad. Oh my. Well, I guess this is here. Okay, we're gonna put this here safely. We're gonna set this to... Oh, I can't see the text. Let me move this out of the way. I wanna do like never place. Only place when anchor destroyed. Yeah, that is basically what I want. If I move this, I'm afraid the mechanical saws are probably not gonna move with it. Oh! I'm correct. Which means that we need slime, and you can get slime by combining dough with lime dye, which is something that we should be able to do, I believe. This is a slime drop, so probably doesn't matter. And you can make dough out of wheat flour, and you combine it with a water bucket, and you get wheat flour by just milling some wheat, and we should have some, I believe. Just a handful, yep, there we go. We don't need a lot of slime, so we can probably just make this very quickly if we want to. Get the mill, apply it over here, put the weight in, and I'm gonna get some sea pickles, and I'm gonna get some lime dye from that. Thank goodness that basically everywhere we can see in the ocean is a coral reef around here. Combine the wheat flour with water. Okay, I need to do it individually for every single one of these. Probably should be considering automating the making of the dough, because we will need a lot of slime balls in the future, and yeah, I don't really feel like making a slime farm, and this is a really cool alternative to it, so probably something to go on the to-do list. Actually, this is a really good opportunity to show you guys how these crafting blueprints work, I think. So we don't really have a good place for it over here. I guess I'll just place it on like the back of these furnaces for now. But here's a cool thing. I think, if I believe I remember how these work, I just make a recipe like this. This is gonna create dough, and I just need to memorize it, and as long as I have the required items in the inventory, I can just press it, and it just crafts it for me. Like this. Oh, that is very useful. I'm probably gonna be using these quite a bit with some things that I need to like craft manually. Slime balls. And we're gonna make some super glue out of this. Super glue is basically like slime balls, but it has way more durability, I believe. Attaching blocks using super glue. Oh yeah, this is by the way the ponder feature of the create mod. If you guys don't know, to anyone who doesn't like know create too well, they can ponder on certain items, and basically the game literally tells them what it does and how they can use it. So for example, you can see you can have a mechanical bearing that we're going to be using in this contraption, and you can just super glue some blocks onto it like this. Really cool. Basically every single mechanical thing in this mod does have a ponder feature. For example, copper casings, ponder. What can I use these for? I can place them over pipes. Look at that, how cool is that? And it's like really simple to understand. There's like little text that pops up that tells you how you can do some stuff, how you can't do some stuff. You can go into like a menu. This is about aesthetics. You can think back. You can do comfy reading. This is probably one of the most innovatively simple things that I have seen a mod do, and I absolutely adore it. Even though that I've played with the create mod for a while now, so I kind of understand quite a few of these things, I still just love pondering about some of these, just because this is such a neat way of mod design. Anyway, I think everyone knows that the create mod is basically one of the best mods of the modern age, so I don't need to really toot that horn too much. So I'm just gonna do 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna put the sauce in, and if I spin this now, I kind of want to do it in a safe spot. Oh, this is the thing, since we don't have a automatic way of doing this, I kind of need to make myself a good spot. Let's just do 2 cogs like this. I'm gonna put the hand crank on that, and I'm gonna build myself up a little bit so we can see what's happening. There we go. And if we spin this, look at that. Of course it's spinning in the wrong direction right now, and I just blocked off my side of the thing. There we go. If I spin it with shift, yeah, it's gonna spin in the correct direction. And for the power generation of this building, I think I want to go for a windmill, which means we're going to need a lot of white sails, which require wool, which of course requires string. Here's also a cool thing. If you craft a string via just the normal crafting GUI, you only get a single string, but if you mill flags, you have a 100% chance of getting a single piece of string, but also a 25% chance of getting 2 more. In you go. So for now we're gonna do something simple like this, probably just the simple windmill bearing. We're gonna put a linear chassis on it, not because we need a linear chassis, but just because it looks cool. Then, what I believe we need is sails, not like this. Not like this. No. Can I place it on the side? There we go, that's what I wanted. That is not what I wanted. Flip the right way, dang it. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Except they're facing the same direction, which doesn't really make sense. So can you flip the other way, please? Vertical gearbox over here, vertical gearbox below this thing. Then I just a few shafts, which connect it up. And this looks like it probably could work. Let's give it a test. And go. Oh yeah, and we get 512 stress units just from this very simple small windmill, which is rotating in the wrong direction, and that's kind of driving me crazy, so I'm probably gonna change its direction. Can I change it? I can change it. Awesome, sweet. Activate it now. And now it's gonna spin the way I want it to. We're also gonna need 2 of these portable storage interfaces, so let me get these. Oh, we did get 2 just from a single stone cut, awesome. And we are gonna need a single chest, which I already have, apparently. I think I wanted to craft something important with this, but I don't remember what it is, so I guess it's not too big of a problem. And chests are cheap. I can make more, it's fine. Let me get my super glue. We're gonna put this anywhere on the contraption, doesn't really matter where we put this. I'm just gonna put it over here for the time being. And now we just need to figure out the spot where we're gonna put the portable interface. I do have a single one of these linear chassis still. Maybe I could put it like over here and put the portable storage interface like this. That looks pretty cool. In fact, now I kind of want to move the chest. I know that doesn't really like matter, but I really want this to look pretty cool once it's done. So it reaches up to here, which means we need a single more block like this. Portable storage interface goes here, and then I need another chest. Make one of those. Break this. I always try to break it with my thing for some reason, with my wrench. You can only create stuff with it instantly. And I believe it's done. All we need to do now is we just need to place the saplings in, and we need to test it out. So we're gonna get 1, 2, 3 like this. 3 on each side. Should be good. And then I think like this. This should be able to harvest all of these, I hope. Kinda difficult to place this in while this is moving, but that's fine. And here is the finished product, working as intended. And also I decorated it just a little bit, as you can see. Just a few blocks and slabs and stairs, kinda created like a stone ring around it. It's probably not the most creative thing, but it does conceal the... not circuitry. Circuitry isn't really a good word. The mechanical parts, let's say, of the contraption, and I like that. We also have a tree here. We're gonna see that getting cut down. I also added one more sawmill in the middle, because this was missing all of the trees that were in the middle. So this is now taking care of that. One sad thing about this thing is that it's still not completely finished, and we're not really gonna be able to finish it until we get a bunch of gold, because this is not replanting the sapling. We actually have to plant the saplings ourselves. If you want to replant the saplings, we need to get a thing called the deployer. This thing, which requires a golden hand, which requires golden sheets, which we don't have. So I need to go mining a lot if we want to get that. But as you can see, we are producing quite a bit of wood with this. It's actually producing quite a freaking lot of wood, which I love to see. I also planted a little bit of jungle logs into it, because that is actually going to be the block that we will be using for our very first build, like aesthetic build, I mean, on the world here. This is gonna be our starter workshop, starter base, starter thingamajig place, which honestly might turn into a permanent base, depending on how things go. But I kinda just laid out a plan of what I wanna do here. So I'm kind of thinking that we have a staircase around here, with kind of like a porch balcony area, which winds all the way around this building. It's gonna be nicely elevated, nice up and high above the river. I kind of want to have like a cool bridge in this area, which connects up at this landmass with this one, and this dirt signifies kind of where I wanna have the main building. This is where all of the create machinery is gonna go, and over here this is gonna be like a little windmill tower is what I want to do for this part, and that's gonna power all of the create machinery in the building. And as far as the block palette goes, we're of course gonna be using the jungle wood, but I kind of want to do like a cobblestone base. Let me get some more cobblestone. There we go. That's basically all we had, apparently. Dang it. I'm gonna need to go mining probably in between cuts just so I can build this thing, because this is gonna need a lot of diorite and a lot of stone. But yeah, I'm kind of thinking like having kind of a cobblestone stone base at the bottom, like this. And then the walls, I want to make those out of diorite. We do have the chisel mod, which allows us to make a bunch of stuff out of different types of blocks, so we can make a bunch of interesting diorite variations if we want, and I kind of want to use that for the base. So stone, diorite, jungle planks, those are kind of the 3 blocks that I settled on. No idea what we're gonna build the roof out of. I was thinking like maybe dark oak, which we don't have, prismarine, which we don't have, copper blocks, which are extremely expensive. Yeah, that's basically all of the stuff that I considered building the roof out of, but we either don't have them or it's too expensive, so I'm just gonna hope that I figure something out by the time I'm done building this thing. But yeah, I'm just gonna get into this. I'm just gonna quickly see what I can do, how much stuff we have, and I guess we'll just see how far into this we can get with the amount of resources that we have today. Also, I should probably very quickly mention that I did upgrade my method. I replaced 2 of the parts with the dwarven stuff, which is copper. It's just copper, I don't know. Making it sound like it's dwarven, it kind of makes it sound just like it's some kind of ancient, weird, obscure metal. No, it's just copper, but that allows me to insta-mine dirt now, so that's cool. Also, this paved diorite, it does look pretty cool, doesn't it? Mechanical press is gonna go here, the mixer is probably gonna go 1 block next to it. Alright, I think this is coming along quite well. I'm actually enjoying the process quite a bit of building this, and I don't know, it's kind of just an interesting color palette. I never really built something with this variety of blocks yet. Well, I definitely built something with a bigger variety of blocks, but like using diorite and stone and this orange cherry wood I found. I was planning on using the jungle stuff, right? But this is like a much nicer orange. This is like what I want acacia to look like, so this is like the perfect wood. I think I got the sapling of a wandering trader, and it's looking pretty good, right? It's a nice, pretty orange, which isn't like too bright in your eyes, it's just nice and subtle. I am starting to work on the interior now as well. We have the little machinery nook in here. This is where we're gonna have like the press and the mixer that we can use for our own purposes. We're gonna have a tiny little kitchen in this corner, and this is gonna be like the workshop slash bed area, so this is where we can sleep. I found this little globe here, which spins incredibly quickly if you hold right click. We also have the sewing table here, which I used to increase the capacity of our backpack. Now we have 1 more row of stuff that we can add to the backpack. And speaking of, actually, let me just do something real quick. We're gonna need a little bit of bound leather for this, probably like 6 pieces. So this is what I've done already, right? I added these tiny pockets, which you craft like this. I added 3 of these to our backpack, and that improved the space a little bit. And now we're gonna do these large pockets, which require 3 tan leather and a diamond. So let's very quickly just do that, because I wanted to do that for a while now. And let me get my backpack real quick. Put that in. Large pocket, enough space for cobble, there we go. Put that back in, and now when I open it, ta-da! That is way better. You can also get these medium pockets. You can actually add 3 of these, so that is 6, 12, 18 more space for your backpack, or 2 more rows is what we can get. We don't have any gold right now though, so we're just gonna skip on that for now. You know, maybe I should finish the tour of what I've done before going on tangents like that. This windmill tower that we're gonna build, it's gonna have like a tiny little breaker room here, so we can see how much stress we're using, how much rotation speed as well. I already have the windmill bearing prepared. The bridge is coming along just fine, and I'm also gonna do a bunch of terraforming around the base. I kind of want there to be like a indent in the middle, so it kind of looks like the building that is gonna be on top of the platform isn't as tiny, because it's currently making it look like it's barely even there, right? Like it's a super small building on a giant rocky base, so what I'm probably gonna do is I'm gonna punch out some of these middle blocks like this, and then I'm gonna try and make a indent of a sort. Yeah, kinda like that. I think that is slightly better. Of course I'm gonna try to make it better as we go. It's probably gonna take a little while before I get it completely like I wanted to, so I'm just gonna be punching out blocks, gonna be replacing them like so, and once I'm happy with it, I'm just gonna leave it be. Is that better? I'd argue it is. And I thought long and hard to figure out what we're gonna use for the roof, and I think I have an okayish idea. We're gonna do something not very colorful, which is not something I wanted to do. I kind of wanted to have like a light blue or bright red roof, but maybe these algal bricks might be pretty good. They do look pretty cool. This is how you make them, by the way. You can get how do I freaking get in here? There we go. Algal bricks. This is the same stuff that you use to make the underside casing, and you can also do bricks out of it as well. So that's what I'm gonna try and use. Hopefully that's gonna look good. It's probably not the best block to use for the build, but honestly now in the early stages of this pack, it's probably gonna be impossible to get anything else unless we venture out far away to get some different types of wood. I'm just super lucky that I got the cherry wood here. So yeah, that's kind of just RNG. It is what it is. This lower part, by the way, is also going to be a very important part of our build. I just need to get a lot of water out of here. But what we're going to use this place for is we're going to use it for mostly storage and maybe some minor machinery as well. This is where we're going to place probably a majority of our barrels. That's what we're going to be using for most of our storage, because in this mod pack there is a mod which... Oh, keg! That's not the mod I was looking for. Yeah, this mod, you can make custom barrels, so you can combine them with Tinker's bronze ingots, and with runes, with cobalt ingots, or with silica steel, and you can get different types of barrels, which basically all of them have way more slots than the normal one. The normal one has 27, I believe. This one has 45, 72, 81, and 54. And we can actually make these arcane barrels already, as we do have the runes. We only have 6 runes though, so we need to be two but if I combine them, yeah, you can make a bunch of these. And apparently there was also a quest, so let's quickly check that out. Lifesavers. Oh yeah, I also did the joy of cooking, because I made a little tiny kitchen on the top. We're gonna look at that later. We will probably do a bunch of stuff with the Farmer's Delight mod anyways. But we also did the big barrels. In case you need large universal storage space in a block, check out the upgrade option for wooden barrels. And we also get a few barrels in return as well. Awesome. Wild rice. Don't mind if I do. I'm so incredibly mad right now. So, what if I told you, right, that I just did the tour of the whole new build, and I also did some quests at the end to finish off the episode, and I didn't record any of it? Nice. Good start for a second episode, doing stuff like this. Anyway, I'm gonna try to give you a rundown of basically everything I showed off, everything we did, and me being mad with myself. Well, whatever. We live with the mistakes we made, right? So, let's start the tour with the staircase down here. We're gonna check out the top area first, then we'll do the bottom one over there. And this is how the entranceway looks. We're gonna be adding stuff over here as we go. Currently don't really have a lot of like cool, unusual stuff that we would put over here, so it's kind of basic for the time being. And we have a doormat, the flower pot we got for the beginning quest, and also this little cool sign, so that's cool. And this is how the inside looks. Look at this place. So we have like a small kitchen area with a skillet, a stove, cutting board, cooking pot. We also have this workshop area we will be using, and this is powered by the windmill. We're gonna check that out in a little bit. We have the crafting station over here. You already saw it, we used it. A bed, a globe, and a fast travel to the bottom floor if we wanna quickly get there. Of course, it's also not done. Like, we will be adding blocks as we go. Like, I need to get a bunch of sugarcane farming set up so we can get these bookshelves done. There's also an alternate recipe with bark, but we're not gonna get into that for the time being. A nice mossy cool wall, and also a broken off windmill. Look at that. It didn't really turn out that good, did it now though? Like, the dolomite doesn't really work with spruce, I don't think. So those are like custom chisel and spruce blocks. Speaking of dolomite, by the way, I don't think I talked about that yet either. I replaced all of the diorite with dolomite, and look how that looks. Isn't that way better than the diorite? Like, the diorite has its charm, right? But this being like this nice, smooth, clean white, I really like that for our build today here. But yeah, this is how the broken off windmill looks. It's not my best build, but it's interesting. It's good character, I'd argue. This is how the inside looks. We have the thing that shows us how many rotations. So this is working on 16 rotations a minute, and this is how much stress we are using. So we are using 56% of the capacity, which really isn't a lot because we can add way more sails to the windmill if we choose to. But yeah, let's kind of just walk around the building. I want to show you guys how the outside of the build looks as well. And I think there are a few missing blocks here. I think there's one over there and there. I'm gonna fix that in between episodes. Don't you worry guys about that. It's gonna get fixed. And you can see some cogs turning over there as well. I kinda like having some animating pieces in my bases. So the create mod is basically perfect for that. What else? We have this really cool area at the bottom here. So if you're traveling at the boat, oh, the fish is blocking me, what the heck? I got confused there for a second. If you like travel by boat and you just wanna quickly get to the base, what you can do, other than destroying these lily pads, whoa. I think I just duplicated blocks, what happened there? I think I had 2 lily pads, whatever. Distractions. So if you want to get into the base via boat, you can go over here. There's like a cool parking spot, and this is how the inside looks. This is our like main workshop area that we will be using to like craft stuff, get stuff, store stuff, that type of dealio. So this is like the walkway to the boat. This is how you get out from the other side. Quick way to get up to the main building as well. We have some furnaces, we have the melter setup that I moved over here with the lever as well. Stone cutter, we will be using that a lot in this mod, as well as the smithing table. I think, table, not smithing. We have the crafting station, the blueprint that I showed earlier. We have these arcane barrels, which I moved all of our stuff into now. We have like this andesite casing bit as well. This is just for when we decide to put something more in here. Just so we have some space to just put new stuff into here, basically. You know what I mean. Also this cool stalagmite in the middle, and these copper lanterns, which look really cool. I want to use this so much. But check this out, if you want to do copper lanterns, you can only craft them with blaze powder. So for the time being, we only have this one, but we'll add more of those as we go. And what else? I think I covered everything. We have a cool chimney over there. And I guess we can check out how the build looks from this side, but there's not really that much interesting stuff happening. It's a cute little build. I think it turned out pretty cool in the end. So you might have noticed earlier I pointed out that we now have rice. I found it kind of just out in the wild. this stuff turns out is actually incredibly important. It's not only a good food source, and lots of food recipes require you to get rice. It's also basically the only thing that allows you to automatically farm sand in this mod pack. Well, maybe not the only thing, but definitely one of the better early game ones. So let's see how the process works. Basically, if you cut rice, let me get rice real quick. At a cutting board, this thing over here. I did it on camera, except I wasn't recording, so I have to do it kind of post-production right now. I apologize for that. Basically, this wild rice, what you can do is you can cut it, and it gives you canvas, and what this, not canvas, sorry, straw, and you can use the straw to craft canvas. Where is it? Crafting recipe, where is it? There it is, hello. Finally, I found it. So this canvas stuff is incredibly important because you can craft the sediment strainer out of it. This is how you craft it. You need 3 canvas, so that is like 4, 8, 12 pieces of straw that you can only get from rice, unless you do that coin thingy that we talked about in the last episode. And this sediment strainer allows us to use this machine that I pointed to earlier in the episode, and basically this passively produces sand and clay, 2 incredibly important resources for our mod pack series over here. So yeah, we'll be needing to automate rice really soon if we want to farm this stuff. And to end off the episode, we checked out the quest book real quick. So let's quickly go there. Basically, we just read this. Welcome to the factory guide. These quests are an automation plan for your upcoming assembly line. Always view them as recommendations on what you should construct a passive supply for. The flow graph depicts the connections between relevant recipes, /processing, happy engineering, and we also ticked off the automatic log farm, because that's what we did earlier in this episode. Also, it's raining. Pretty cool, right? Nice atmosphere, especially when you're down here, kind of just hearing it on the outside. Anyway, tangents. Getting distracted by every single small thing that happens, my bad. What else did we do? I don't think we did anything else of high importance. I think that's actually it. And we're not gonna tick off the sand farm because it's not automated yet. It's kind of just temporarily placed right outside on the porch here because it's just there to collect sand for the time being. But we're definitely gonna do like a more permanent setup for it. Anyway, I think I covered basically everything I wanted to. Hopefully I didn't miss anything that I wanted to talk about earlier. And yeah, that is going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a wonderful rest of the day. And let me kill this guy. This goon. Wrong way. Oh, I'm moving in the wrong direction. Yeah. Let me just cool myself off. There we go. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.